456 people, who have all struggled financially in life, are invited to play a mysterious survival competition. Competing in a series of traditional children's games but with deadly twists, they put their lives at risk to compete for a $38.5 million prize. The story starts with red light, green light. Song Ji-hun was down on his luck and has huge debts. He survives by working odd jobs. He spent the morning of his daughter's birthday gambling just to fund her birthday. He was chased by gangsters who he owes money to and was pickpocketed by a lady who ran into him. He was caught by the gangsters and has 1 month to pay off his debts or sell his vital organs. He even signs in his blood to make it all official. Ji-hun's daughter, Jae-young, celebrated her birthday with a cheap Korean rice cake meal and pretends to be happy about the cigarette lighter in the shape of a gun that Ji-hun gives her as a gift, which he won it out of a claw machine with the help of a smart kid in an arcade center down and out. He agreed to play a high-stakes game of dakji with a random man at the train station, which is a game constructed by folding 2 square pieces of paper together into a square. The game is won by flipping the other player's card. Ji-hun doesn't have 100,000 won to gamble. He gets a slap across the face. Before long, his face looked extremely red. Eventually, though, he wins a round and collected the prize. After playing, the man gives Ji-hun a card, inviting him to play games with higher stakes. He was happy to have made 100,000 won, but the amount is barely enough to pay off his debts, and when he returned home, his mother told him that Jae-young will be moving to the US next year. For her to stay, he must prove he can support her financially. With no other choice, Ji-hun called the number on the business card that the salesperson gave him and agreed to participate. He boarded a vehicle along with the other passengers, all of whom, including Ji-hun, are gassed and made unconscious for the trip. When he wakes up, he's wearing a tracksuit labeled 456. There were 455 other players, all waking up in towers of plain bunk beds. The staff were all wearing coveralls and masks with either a square or a circle symbol that were on the back of the salesman's business cards. One of the staff explains that the players are all in similarly dire financial straits and will be given billions of won in prize money if they win 6 games over 6 days. Everyone agrees to participate, went through a check-in process by climbing multiple multicolored staircases up to a game room. All the while, we get glimpses of the mysterious figure in a black hood and mask who is the frontman that oversees the whole operation. Ji-hun befriends player 001, an elderly man, and recognizes among the players Cho Sang-woo, a former classmate and businessperson, and player 067, a pickpocket who once stole his money. Red light, green light, the first playground game where you move on green and stop still on red. Here, if you're eliminated from the game, you're shot to death. Once the participants discover this, most of them attempt to flee and are killed, their corpses piling up on top of each other. The remaining players have no choice but to play along. Sang-woo helps Ji-hun figure out the motion sensor and advises him to stay behind someone else. The Lady 067 has the same idea, hiding behind and antagonizing player 101 during the game. Ji-hun, though terrified, is encouraged by Sang-woo to play, and is saved from falling by player 199. All 3 complete the game. Red light, green light ends with the roof of the game room closing as an aerial video reveals the games are taking place in a forest in the middle of the mountains.